Good morning. Hello, Stitchers. This is Nicole. Welcome to Stitching with Nicole. This is my series here on my YouTube channel where I talk about all things stitching, quilting, felt stitching, anything with needle and thread. I am so glad you're here with me today. It is Tuesday, August 20th, 2024, and I am back on a different day than what you normally see me on Flosstube. With that being said, I have a lot to share with you. I went to the Midnight Garden finishing class in Beresford, South Dakota. It was put on by the Shanty Stitchers. Kathy Haberman of Hands On Design did teach the finishing class. It was phenomenal. I went with my girlfriends for a fun getaway weekend. It was fast and furious, but very, very fun and an amazing class. I know I've said this in other videos, but if you have the opportunity to take a finishing class from Kathy, I highly, highly recommend it. I have progress on my HYGGE holiday sampler ornaments as well. Or I will have. I am filming this a little bit earlier than what you're going to see it. The finishing tutorial will be this coming Friday, so stay tuned for that. That is going to be a premiere at 7 p.m. Central Time on Friday. So come hang out with me and we will talk about the finishing of the beautiful HYGGE holiday sampler. We'll talk a little more about that when we get to that part. I am itching to get into my Halloween and fall stitching. I really just want to stitch all of the things. I want to decorate for Halloween, as you'll see. So, yeah, there's that, even though it's still super hot. I got haul. I'm sure I'll have more to say as we get going, but let's just dive in to today's episode and start talking about all things stitching. This is the Midnight Garden. So this is my only FFO for this week. This is the box and the awesome tomato pincushion that we made in class. I'm going to flip the camera around and show all of the details for this, but absolutely amazing. Love this so much. I know, in case I do get asked, this is a class teaching piece only for right now. Most, if not all, I want to say most of Kathy's pieces are eventually released at some point, but this one I know is just a class right now. So definitely check out, follow Kathy, follow Hands On Design so that you know and can see when things like this are being taught. I'd actually seen that this plus another piece that coordinated was being taught at another class earlier in the summer in North Carolina, and it's been taught in other places as well. It was originally done in another colorway, and I knew that I couldn't go to that one. I'd already had plans for that weekend, and so that class was not available for me to go to, or it didn't work with my schedule, I should say. And so what I did was I just follow Kathy, and this popped up as a class option because it was kind of a late ad for her, but it popped up as a class option, and I thought, well, it's not that far from me. And so my friends and I signed up for this so that we could take the class. So that is how that kind of all came to be. But that is my best advice for finding out when things like that are going on. Now, this was not a retreat. It was a one-day finishing class. So it was only on Saturday. And so it was all day because we did this whole box, which is just so cool how this goes together. And of course, I'm a sucker for tomato pincushions. And look at this, you guys. Is this not adorable? Kathy also taught us how to make this little strawberry out of a wool felted ball. So just so cool. She had all kinds of little tips and tricks. The cording here for this, she taught us how to do that without a tool. So really awesome. There is a magnet There's a magnet in the box and a magnet on the tomato so that it stays in the box. So you, as you're sewing, you want to stick your needles in here, or if you want to put your scissors in here, they'll stay in place. So it's very functional as well as absolutely adorable. I'm going to flip the camera around and we'll take a closer peek at it. So here is the box. Now it's stuck in there pretty good. We made the box and we also laced this finished stitching piece and placed it in the box. So it's supposed to be a nice snug fit. Because mine was snug enough, I didn't glue it down, but you could totally glue or tape it down with double-sided tape. This is a beautiful fabric. We wrapped the box, we wrapped these inside pieces. It has a special name to it that I can't think of. Maybe it'll come to me. So that's really, really fun. And again, this was the Midnight Garden class. We put these little cork feet on the bottom of our tray also to kind of protect the bottom of it. And then this is the tomato pincushion finish. I just could make tomato pincushions so often. And the magnet is hidden underneath this little piece. If you remember, I'm going to grab it. Hold on. Okay, if you remember this finish that I did here a few months ago, this is the tomato, also from Hands On Design. We see a theme here. And it also has a magnet in the bottom. So the construction was the same for this as it was for this one. And this one's magnet is right in the center. That's where I chose to put it. This one is under the tomato, like that. So just two different trays. This is a wool felt tray with some sewing construction. Again, a laced piece down in the bottom. So that's the same. And then this is more of a box with the tomato. But really, really cool. Just kind of wanted to show the difference in that and just how nice it is, because look at that. Look how strong those magnets are. So again, this is the Midnight Garden tomato and box finish from Hands On Design, and it was part of the Midnight Garden class at Shanty Stitcher. So while we're talking about that class, I do want to show some extra little goodies that we were given. So part of the class, we got this awesome little phone stand, from the Shanty Stitchers, which was at each of our places, which was so awesome. We could put our phones right there, which was incredible. Loved that. So we got that. A gift from Kathy and from Jenny of the Shanty Stitchers was this new little chart from Kathy. This will be part of a 4-part series and really, really cute. We got the little wool felted balls to finish off the corners and just super, super fun. Kathy always gives lots of extras. And then as we were leaving, we got another gift from Kathy. So let me show you that. We could choose the fabric we wanted here. Let me find it. Okay, we were gifted this awesome little kit to make a needle book. So Kathy has designed this adorable little house. It's in the same colors as the Midnight Garden stitch. And then we got the fabric and stuff to finish. We got the wool felt and to finish. And then obviously all of the instructions. So just super cute and a wonderful little bonus for taking part in the class. So just again, really, really fun to attend a in-person event. Let's talk some whips. This is the HYGGE Holiday Sal 2024. This is a collaboration between myself, Kathy of Hands On Design, and Chantal of 141 Design, where Kathy designed the chart. Chantal and I collaborated on the frame, and you can purchase the frame from 141 Design. And I am cheerleading and hosting the SAL. Now I am slightly behind at the time of recording. Probably by the time you see this, this is finished and the finishing tutorial has been filmed. But at this point, I was very close to a finish. I was slightly behind due to my travel, and that is okay. And that is something I did want to mention here. Don't feel like if you are just starting or you only have the first quadrant done that you're behind. This SAL and the entire playlist, which I will link right up here and down below, is available for you to watch at any time. So if you want to go back and have something to listen to or watch while you are stitching your HYGGE holiday, or anything else for that matter, that content is there for you. And just a note, in the week 2 video for the SAL, I did show how to stitch Smyrna crosses, and I talked about back stitching, 2 questions that I had been asked. And so I did show those in detail in that video in case you're curious. This is what I would call a backstitch heavy stitch for current days. It is not like the cross stitch of the 1980s and 1990s, I would say. And I keep meaning to bring up, I have this finished piece I've never done anything with that I love, but it is backstitch everything. And I will try to remember to bring that up sometime here. It's in the basement, in the cubby under the stairs. We call it our Harry Potter cubby. And it's a mess in there. That's all I've got to say. So I know I'll have to dig. Anyway, long story short, but there's a lot of back stitching, but the detail. If there is one thing, well, there's many things that Kathy is amazing at. Let's be honest. I just discussed that she's an incredible finisher because she is. But if there is one thing Kathy knows how to do, it's detail. Look at the detail. Look at those kind of ghosted like Smyrna crosses. Look at the detail of that backstitched snowflake. Look at the detail on top of the acorn, the pine branches. You guys, it is just absolutely amazing. I will say that I think like all of the heavy cross stitching is done on this piece for sure. That would be our reindeer, the tree, and I do have to fill in the mitten, but that's easy, and the hat. Everything else is just little tiny icons, and I find those to go very quickly. So this is going to be, I guess we're going into the 6th week. The 6th week is when I share the finishing for the most part in my SALs. Last week I kind of built in as a buffer, so we're still in that buffer week for finishing up. And of course I will do the finishing tutorial with the HYGGE holiday frame. Speaking of HYGGE holiday frame, this is the frame piece. Actually, I'm going to switch the camera view so I don't have to zoom out. This is the HYGGE holiday frame. This is how it's going to come to you, plus the mat board for lacing your piece. How amazing is that? I just don't have the mat board with me. Now, when it comes to you, it comes like this. Your stitch piece is going to go in here. What you're going to do is you're going to remove this piece. This is actually just trash. It is for safety or for shipping purposes only, because you're going to remove it so you're left with this inner piece, and there is a nice score line to see where that goes, the backing board, and your outer frame. Now this is if you've stitched on 32 count linen or 16 count Aida. The piece is made to fit perfectly in here. If you're stitching on 14 or 28, you will remove this. You can lace your piece to some mat board, and then you can mount it on here for a very similar look. It's going to be a little bit bigger, but it will still look amazing. But it is made for that 32 or 16 count. If you've stitched on 36 or 18, it will be smaller and you could mount it on some fabric and then fit it in here. You just have to play around with it and see. Now in Kathy's example, I believe the name of the paint is Faded Burlap. You can get it at Chantal's 141. I'm not painting mine. Mine is going to be stained. So if you want a different option, you can check that out. So this again is the HYGGE holiday frame. This is going to be in stock. This is not going to go away is what I want to say. At Chantal's 141, you can grab it anytime, which I'm going to bring this up now instead of during like haul section. The stitch count for HYGGE holiday is 111 by 132. That is the stitch count that fits in here. So why I bring this up is I wanted to show this, and let me find the stitch count. I'm in Liz Matthews' Patreon, and she has an exclusive chart every month for certain tiers of her Patreon, and it's only available for a month, and then it goes into the vault. And she has a piece that is 101 by 131. So very close. HYGGE holiday, I'm going to put it on the screen, 111 by 132. And House on Pumpkin Hill is 101 by 131. When I saw this, because of the shape of the stitch, with kind of that rounded oval shape, and this, then I went immediately and looked at the stitch count of both. I thought, wouldn't this be darling in this frame? So if you are looking for other things, like you love the frame, you love the idea of the simplicity of this frame, and you're looking for other things that would be amazing, how cute would House on Pumpkin Hill be in this frame? So Liz Matthews Patreon, check it out. I love this. I think that's so, so cute. You know, I'm a Halloween girl, so I'm loving all of it. Anyhow, look at other things that you may have in your stash, as long as it fits within this space. And that's obviously, with that stitch count, you'd need to stitch it on 32 or 16. So it'd be 6 1/4 by 8 and 1/8 is what the finished size says. But that's why I'm assuming it will fit in here, because if you stitch it on the 32. 36, it's going to be smaller again and all of that. But I just wanted to make mention of that because when I saw the shape, and it just kind of was like a little light bulb went off, and I thought it would be really, really similar. Okay, a couple more notes about HYGGE holiday. The ornaments. So I actually missed a video on that fourth Friday, unfortunately. I did post on in my Facebook group and on Instagram to let people know that unfortunately the pre-recorded video and the interview I did with Chantal had a huge audio issue, and I could not fix it, and Chantal was gone, then I was gone, then Chantal was gone, then I was gone, and we were not able to re-record. We recorded the video pretty early on, actually before I filmed with Kathy, funny enough. And I knew it had an audio issue, but Chantal was out of town a lot, and I didn't want to bother her with that. And then I ended up I was gone, scheduled gone, and there was no time to refilm. And so I decided to add a week to the end of the SAL with a finishing tutorial of my own for the HYGGE holiday ornaments. It's going to be something different than Kathy's. And speaking of Kathy, she does have a finishing tutorial. I will link it down in the description. Go check it out. Like we have discussed so far in the video, Kathy is a master at beautiful finishing, and she has put out an incredible video for you guys. So definitely go check that out. Anyway, so I will be doing a different ornament finishing tutorial, and that will be the last Friday of this month. So August 30th at 7 p.m. Central Time. So just the week after the finishing tutorial. Gives you a little bit of time to maybe finish an ornament or two if you want to. The other thing, and I'm going to switch the camera again really quick. I am filming when I do the ornament of this. I am filming the video of how to do this pom-pom because it's literally my favorite thing in this in the finish. Surprisingly enough, I thought it was just really, really fun to stitch, but I think it would be fun to show that to everyone. It'll probably be a short or a reel on Instagram, but I thought I would show how to do that little pom-pom feature. And that's what I'm talking about with the back stitching and how the back stitching really makes the piece. So I did want to mention that. And then finally, the HYGGE holiday goes into the vault on September 1st. So the last day to purchase this chart, and it is the HYGGE holiday sampler and 5 ornaments, is, and here are the ornaments by the way, is August 31st, 2024. It'll go into the vault, and at some point in the future, Kathy will release it. There is no scheduled date. There's no for sure it'll be next year or anything like that. I don't know. And probably Kathy doesn't either. It'll just be when she feels like it's the right time to bring it out. So even if you can't stitch right now and you think you would like to stitch or you'd like to do the ornaments for this holiday season, but just now is a back to school, crazy fall, all of the things time, and you didn't have time to commit to the SAL or to stitch it, pick it up, kit it up, put it in your stash, have it available for when you do want to stitch, because you're going to be seeing a lot of ornaments and things, I have a feeling, coming up, especially now that Kathy's posted her ornament finishing for this. I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of beautiful ornaments in all of the colorways. And remember, it comes in 4 colorways. Kathy has charted it in 4 colorways. She obviously stitched hers in the blues on the cover model. She did all different colorways for the ornaments just to kind of show them here in the chart. The chart is beautiful. It's like 12 pages, 15 pages. It's crazy. There's a lot of information, lots of detail. It's very thoughtfully done, very well done. I am doing the Winter Forest colorway. That is the browns and greens. There's the classic, which has the pops of red. And then there is the original, which is all of the neutrals and the browns. So that is it for the HYGGE Holiday Sal. Let's talk about whips and new starts and Halloween stitching. I couldn't put it off anymore. I was in a weird, funny mood, I think. Sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I find myself a little scattered in my stitching, and I really needed just to do something else. So you guys might remember I started Midnight Watch by Blackbird last year sometime with the tiniest start in the whole world. I only had like a little bit of this border right here. And I mean like only to here done. No orange, just the black. That's it. And then it went in my bag and never to be looked at again for a year. And I was doing some Zoom stitching with friends last Tuesday evening. I have a monthly Zoom stitch with some friends. And I just didn't feel like doing HYGGE. I didn't feel like, I don't know. I didn't feel like doing a lot of things. And so I literally grabbed my Halloween bucket of whips and I pulled one out that I felt like working on. And you guys, then I went in and I only worked on this during the Zoom and then a little bit the next day. Well, a lot of it. It did take a little bit of counting. But here is my stitching. So I was able to come across and finish this border up here, and I added the orange. Word of caution, it's not uniform. You don't stitch the orange here because there's a leaf that's going to come down here. Right there. These little orange berries or whatever they are short because the moon is right here. And so I really like to do a border before I start stitching on the inside, but I have to be honest, the idea of having to stitch this wasn't fun for me. And so I just stitched enough. I actually, during my Zoom with friends, I stitched all of that. I did all of the orange and I stitched down here. And then when I got off the Zoom, I actually outlined my moon, just outlined. That's it, because you can see it's not filled in. And then like the next morning, I outlined the cat, and I did end up coming down here a little bit. You can see this also. You have to watch your counting. And that's partly why I decided to stitch a little bit of this. But I did outline the cat. I added the bats. And then once I kind of have my fence in, I will fill in the rest of the moon and the cat. It's a lot of fill in, so it's a great like retreat thing or stitching with friends piece because there's no counting required. But it did allow me, by doing this, to double check where I was at and make sure that everything was matching up. Just kind of doing that double check. I do think that I will likely come on down and get that border all in because I do like having the border in. But I may have to kind of come over and give myself a little reward at times by stitching something else. That's what I'm going to call it. So I am stitching this on, this is Bramble 36 count by Picture This Plus. So it's got beautiful, subtle modeling to it. To me, it just is very Halloweenish. But I love this piece. It is a joy to stitch on. I'm super excited to get down to this house and those cute little checkerboard pumpkins. It's going much quicker than I thought. And you can see it's not very big. So this will be a piece I get framed. I'm stitching one strand over 2 on 36 count Bramble Picture This Plus linen. And that is my progress on Midnight Watch. I also have Midnight Ride, but I told myself I cannot, and I bought it last year and kitted it up with fabric and everything. I'm not allowed to start it until this one is done. And that's a Blackbird piece as well. That's kind of my little rule to myself, apparently. I like to give myself little rules and then break them. That's fun. But that is Midnight Watch. I really want to get this one done this year. Hopefully I started early enough that I can. All right, so continuing with my Halloween pickups of previous starts that were hardly a start. Like neither piece that I'm sharing was a whole lot. This is When Pumpkins Glow. It was released last year, finished on a board by Chantal's of 141. This is by Brenda Gervais of With Thy Needle and Thread. And I started because Jessica and Chantal were starting this, and so I wanted to start too. To fit on this board, it is stitched on a 40 count fabric. And that is something I want to talk about too, because remember, Midnight Watch is on 36, I just said. And it feels almost loose now. I think I love 40. Or maybe right at the moment I'm loving 40, which is funny. Because when I started this last year, I started down here at the border. I usually like to find something nice and solid to like a corner, if that makes sense when I start. And so I started here and I wanted to do this whole border all the way across. And I think I only got to about here, which was page 1. And I only got this and I started the little stem. That's all I had, you guys. That's it. And I don't know. I wasn't loving it. 40 was really hard for me last year, I guess, or I just wasn't in the mood for it. So I decided I have a whole bag of Brenda Gervais Halloween because she uses a lot of the same threads. So I have it all kitted up with threads and charts that I want to stitch. And I thought, I'm going to pick this up. So the fabric wasn't in my bag. And I was like, uh-oh, what happened? I remember thinking at the time, I don't care. I'm not finishing it on that board. I'm going to stitch it on 36. I'm pretty sure that's what I was thinking. And then I just lost interest, I'm sure. And I thought, I have something else to show you here in a minute that I just stitched on 40. And I'm like, and it was a joy. I mean, a joy. And so I thought, well, where's that fabric? I'm pretty sure I bought the called for, which is it Ligonier? Latte by R&R. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's Ligo. Hold on, I have it written down. Ligonier. Latte. And I thought, I know I bought that. I know I bought it for this stitch. That was the called for fabric, 40 count. And so I went and looked. I'd rolled it back on the little bolt that I keep it on in the drawer of my 40 count linen. And I had put it away with the tiniest little start. I know I never took a photo of it. I'm sure I didn't. So it was like, you can see I have a lot more. But anyway, I looked at it and I'm like, what was wrong with this? Because there was a thread, tiny little like 2-inch thread sticking out of it. Like I'd started pulling something out and I thought, did I think I was going to start pulling this out? Or then I just scrapped that idea and thought I'll just cut that off and start something else on this project perhaps someday. I don't know what my thinking was. I really have no idea. But I thought, so I looked at it. I looked at it really close and I thought, I don't see anything wrong with it. So let's try stitching and let's see if I like it more. Apparently I love it. So let's look at this. I am to here and I love it. So this again is on 40 count Ligonier, I don't know, Latte by R&R. 1 strand over 2, all of the called for overdyed floss. Page 1 ends about halfway through the Pumpkin Man, so probably right here. I decided to kind of work this whole area instead of coming all the way across with my border, but I did do a little bit here, and I'll talk about that. What I decided is I think I was about here with my border. And so I went ahead and filled in, and I'd done that little stem. So I filled in all of the flowers and I just finished that. I just completed those. I decided instead of trying to skip around too much, let's just complete those and see how I feel. That felt really good. So the next thing I did was I stitched these 2 stars. There's one right there. They're kind of ghostish looking, very light color. And so I stitched those. And that was delightful too. And I thought, okay, I'm doing great. So I went ahead and did my crow. And loved, or ravens, I'm not sure. Anyway, I stitched that. And so at that point I thought, well, apparently Nichol and 40 count are best friends. So I went ahead. I didn't want to, I'm always afraid, especially with 40, that I'm going to get off counting. I mean, let's be real. On 28, I get off on counting. So I decided to work in small areas. It was easy to count up and do the words. So I did the words. And then I stitched my other crow. And it might even be easier to see a little bit from a distance. I can't tell. Or maybe I should hold it up. Oh no, hold it up. There's little white stars here. That's grits, the same color as her top. So they're a little ghosty as well, but I love the little character that adds. I added those in, but what I ended up doing is, at this point, I have enough that I started over here. So the beaks of the birds and the legs were this ye old gold color. Instead of stitching 2 stitches here, 2 stitches here, and my long back stitches, or the long stitches for their legs, and then unthreading the needle or putting that away or whatever, I decided to pop over here because I'd already taken the leftover black. So I guess that's what I started with. I started with my leftover here, which is actually hickory sticks. And I did the boots. And I used up the thread doing the boots because I could count those and I knew that those were in the correct place. So that's how I used up my leftover hickory sticks. And then I took my leftover Ye Olde Gold and I outlined her skirt. And then at that point, I wanted to kind of finish up this little area. I still have the words "There's Magic" that need to go in, which I will do next. So what I did then is I really wanted to get some orange in, and I wanted to have a pumpkin. So I had already done her 2 straps for her dress. I put in the pumpkin. I still need to do the cheeks and some accents on her eyes. But I did put in her pumpkin head. And then I was feeling very motivated, I suppose. And I had the time to do it. I do stitch in hand. I do use the sewing method. But this stem and the stem for the boy as well is 1/1. I don't know. Can you see that? It is 1/1, you guys. This is 1/2, 1/1 on 40. It's tiny, tiny. Sewing method, don't do it. Go ahead and come up and down for each stitch. It required, honestly, it didn't take as long as I thought it was going to. And I was super happy with it. So I just took my time and did that 1/1 right then and there. And loved it. And then I worked on the white of her top. And I just finished any white I could. So I will have another O here, but I haven't got to the other banner for her, the banner she's holding. I did the other I did the hickory sticks for this, but I need to put her hands and her cheeks in are the same color. But basically, I'm just going slow. But it's stitching really quickly. Once I have, like, a lot of her is done. When I get him done, it's just some little flowers and birds and words, basically. So this one will be a finish this year. I'm loving it. I love stitching on it, and I think I might be a 40 count stitcher now. Like, for real. I love it so, so much. I do think I will likely finish it on this board from Chantal. I have the board, and I'm going to be successful stitching on this 40 count fabric, so why not? So again, this is When Pumpkins Glow by With Thy Needle and Thread, and it just will be bigger. I do want to mention, okay, if you are not a 40 count or even a 36 count stitcher, stitch it on 28 or 32 and make it into a pillow. It will be a good sized pillow at that, because you can see I'm not clear to the end here. I'm close, but not clear. I think I have about to here. That's how long this guy's going to be on 40. On those higher counts, or not lower counts, I guess, it would be a cute couch pillow, wouldn't it? So, so cute. So don't think that you have to stitch it on 40 if you aren't a 40 count stitcher. It would look amazing in those bigger, on a bigger scale, I think, as a couch pillow, which is almost what I chose to do until I pulled it back out and decided to see if I could do it. And luckily I could. Okay, so I am going to insert a fun little video here of me unboxing my Halloween tree from Michael's and putting it together. I understand it is, what, August 20th when we're seeing this? It's a little early, but September is my crazy busy month for work. I mean, at this point, I should probably stop saying that, but it really is, because I do videos every day for card making. So, I'm going to go ahead and get decorated because I didn't feel like it last year. I was so exhausted. Plus I got the ick. We're not going to talk about that. And so I thought, you know what? I am just going to decorate now because I want to. So I'm going to put that video in, and then we're going to talk about why I am putting my tree up now because I am going all in on Halloween this year. Okay, it is time. This year I want to have a Halloween tree. I wanted to last year and it didn't happen, so I'm all in on making all of the Halloween decorations and cross stitch ornaments and felt ornaments and all of the things. So this is the tree I got. It's a 6-foot pre-lit tree from Michael's. Let's open it up and make sure everything works good. And yeah, let's see how it goes. Okay, so I want to do ornaments. I want to do all the Halloween ornaments. I have a couple of books. So I have the 13 Spooky Smalls from Primrose Cottage, and I have Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee from With Thy Needle and Thread. And they have nice small stitches in them. I'm likely going to stitch almost all of these from Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee. I'm not going to stitch all of them from 13 Spooky Smalls because a couple of them are a little bit similar, like the Trick or Treat and things like that. But and some of them aren't in the colorway that I want. Now, what I want to mention about this, and I'm sure I will have other charts I want to stitch for Halloween for this, but the reason I bring this up, when I showed When Pumpkins Glow and I talked about how I have all of my thread colors in a Brenda Gervais Halloween bag because it's a lot of the same colors, I like the colorway for this a lot. Plus, these were all stitched on 40 count. Now, they will be bigger if you stitch on something else, which is totally fine. I didn't get a very big tree. It's a 6-foot tree, as you saw there in the video. So I am stitching on mine on 40. I have one of them done, but I like the colors. So I will be converting the ones I want to stitch in here to those same colors and stitching on 40 count. So they're tiny. I know for a fact, I'll show you on here which ones I want to stitch. I want to do Wicked Without Coffee. I like this one too. I think I might do that one as well. I like the jack-o'-lanterns on the cake stand. That one is a maybe, but Wicked Without Coffee is getting done. I think that'll be super fast. I love the little jack-o'-lantern with the signs. I think that would be fun. And then the October 31st, I like that one as well. And again, I think those will be easy to convert to the same colors in this book. So I did want to mention that. I'll link both of these down below. There's also the cute little pillow here. I do think that might be kind of fun. I may do that one as well. And that would be super, super quick. Yeah, I'm just looking through here right now. But really fun. This came out a couple of years ago. And these have been kitted up in my Halloween bags for a while. So let's talk about this. So I decided I was in that mood. This was what I stitched first, and then I pulled out When Pumpkins Glow. This gave me the confidence that I could stitch on 40. So I looked in here and I was like, oh, they are on 40 count. Okay, well, let's go. So they are stitched on Brenda's Brew 40 count. I thought, you guys, I for sure had Brenda's Brew from R&R and 40 count. do not. It's on its way to me now, but I couldn't wait. I chose Winter Brew, 40 count Winter Brew from R&R. I feel like you can't go wrong with Brenda's Brew or Winter Brew. So I went ahead and I've stitched a lot on Winter's Brew. Brenda Gervais charts a lot on Winter's Brew. So I felt like, you know what, it will be fine. And it did. It ended up amazing. It's so cute. Look how tiny it is. That is exactly what I wanted. So I stitched Trick or Treat from the Jack-o'-lantern Jubilee on 40 count Winter's Brew linen, 1 strand over 2 with all of the called for overdyes. I think this jack-o'-lantern just would be cute as a little on its own, especially if you stitch it a little bit bigger, it would be adorable. I love that the C in Trick is a moon with stars. And my first one is done. I know already the next one I'm going to stitch is this middle one. I love the bird pulling the little wagon with the jack-o'-lanterns in it. So this is the next one I'm going to stitch. I want to stitch all of them from here. So there is Trick or Treat. There's the bird pulling the jack-o'-lantern wagon. There's the little witch with the pumpkin in the cauldron. Ghosts and Goblins. That one is going to be kind of long, but I do think a little long ornament in 40 count would be cute. So I think I'm still going to shoot for doing an ornament. And then we have the cats with the pumpkins. Let me make sure that I have hit everything that's in here. Oh, I think there's also, no, there's the little pumpkin witch as well. Whoops. That's kind of a bad glare. There you go. That's a little bit better. Let me see what else. Make sure I didn't miss anything else in here. Her chart is completely in color. Beautiful, big, easy to read. Yeah, that's it. So really, really cute. I have my first ornament stitched and I'm going to start finishing these and getting them on my tree. I will be sharing my progress in my weekly Flosstube episodes, so stay tuned for all the spooky fun. So, it's been a bit since I've been here. I went on a little stitchy trip. I have purchased some things. I went to stitch Halloween decorations, and I have a plan for September. I know, did I just say that September is my busy work month? Well, we're going to be stitching it up in September as well. But let's see what's in this mess, because you guys, I don't even know what all is in here. I have a lot to talk about. I have haul stuff, I have stitchy kindness, I have friendship kindness, and then I want to do my plans. So let's talk a little bit about the stash building and stash stash building first, and what I have picked up recently. So, a while back, Color and Cotton periodically offers some of their fabrics and things for pre-order, and I wanted to pre-order. Now, don't freak out about that, or maybe freak out a little, but I did purchase, isn't that card cute? I love it. I did go ahead and purchase a couple of accounts in a favorite color. So what I'm saying is follow Color and Cotton if you want to pick up some of these. When they do pre-orders, do that. So I actually got 40 count and 46 in the Dove. And this is linen. You can see the difference, even though it's the same color, how the different counts take the color a little bit differently. But apparently I think that now that I'm a 40 count stitcher, I can be a 46 count stitcher. I don't know. I ordered this before I stitched on the 40. So who was I? I don't even know. But I'm excited about this, about trying it. It's just going to make things even tinier. My friend Heather stitched the cutest Brenda Gervais Halloween chart on a 46 fabric. It's the cutest thing ever. So I did pick up that from Color and Cotton. And then while we're on it, we are going to do our August clubs from Color and Cotton as well, which I get the 36 count fabric from color in cotton in the monthly club, and I get the neutral and I get the color. This month, the two fabrics are Graveyard Mist, which is the coolest minty gray color. Awesome. And Autumn Squash. Just love these. Imagine an all black stitching on this. I think that would be awesome. So Graveyard Mist and Autumn Squash, that was the August fabric colors. I am not going to unpackage the thread colors. It was the Color in Cotton August Thread Club. I'm not going to unpackage these either. My August, and this was July, Floss Frenzy and Floss Fix clubs came. I get to shop my stash most of the time now. It's delightful. Okay. Then had to have both of these from Heart and Hand. It is the Wee Santa 2024. I will be stitching this guy as an ornament for my tree. I will probably stitch him on 40. I want it to be little. Really, really cute. It was stitched on Winter Brew. Oh, I have Winter Brew 40. That's what I'm stitching my little Halloween on. So, yeah, I'm going to stitch him on 40. Then I had to get this for my craft room. I thought this was beautiful and a beautiful addition to tomato stitching. If you remember those videos I've done from a while back, those are a continuous ongoing project. I got this even though it's ginormous. I know it's ginormous, but I thought he was cute, and I do have a needle minder display in my room. This is the Snowman Lori Holt needle minder. He's so cute. I need to get the Scarecrow one. I wonder why I forgot to get him. They're huge, but they're almost like a decor. I mean, I wouldn't use this. I'd never use this on my fabric, but I just think they're so cute. So that I got it for decoration, nothing else. I did pick up these little stork scissor charm from Lori Holt to put on a bag because it's cute. I picked up these two patterns from Hands On Design, new for fall. It's from her Gather Together and Gather Round series, or her Gather series, Small Gathering series. Duh, can't talk. And the Gather Round. I love these. This in the winter are my favorites. Absolutely love both of these. I had the other two charts that she released, which was the Jingle Bell. Oh, I love when my mind stops working. You know, the pillow finish. And the Autumn Folk, which I did last year for the Pep Rally Retreat. I picked these up. I can't even... I think they were on sale, and I didn't have either of these. These are fig tree patterns. This is some little mini, like, pin cushions that I thought were super cute. So Tuff It Flats. I picked that one up. And then this little zipper bag was super cute as well. 3 different bags made from jelly roll leftovers, which I thought was amazing. And so I picked that up. It's called Little Jellies. Then I got 3 of the Mad for Plaid bags because I have plans. And that's going to go partly into my plans and talk about partly what I'm going to show you next week in my video. But I got the bags, and then I picked up these Shepherd's Bush charts to do these bags. So I got Thankful. That will be my November bag. I went ahead and picked it up now, but I probably won't stitch this one right away. That'll be a little bit later. So I got Thankful. I did get the summer bag. I don't know if I'll stitch this right now, but I did pick it up so I'd have it for next year. You guys might remember, and I'm going to insert a picture right here of my flag bag that I stitched, and I do keep my patriotic stitches in there that are ongoing, and I love it. So I picked up the summer bag for summer because this is the cutest. How adorable is that? Look at the little scissor fob. You can stitch it into a little pillow if you don't want to do the bag. You guys, adorable. And then this one is the scary bag. I am going to stitch this right away for my Halloween stitches. So let's just pull that guy out right now, because that's going to go into the planning section of this video. I did pick up the pearl cottons for stitching on the bags. I did pick up the Zip It charm for the summer bag. That one was in stock. And I actually have since picked up the little scary zipper. It came back into stock at Fat Quarter Shop for the scary bag, for my Halloween bag. So that one's on its way to me. I got buttons for the Thankful. This is the Thankful bag. This is the summer bag. I don't believe the scary bag has buttons. Doesn't look like it. And then I actually saw this on display at the Shanty Stitcher when we were there last week. They did not have this one, so I did order it from Fat Quarter Shop because it was in stock. But this Bent Creek Winter Row is adorable. And I loved it on this, and so I did pick this up because I'm really into the winterish stitching for some reason. I don't have a ton of winter things. I have a lot of holiday and a lot of Halloween, but we can always have more of that. But I did pick this up because I thought it would be beautiful for winter display. All right. Let's talk about what I picked up from the Shanty Stitcher. And also somewhere else. What's the name? Always Your Design? Is that the name of the quilt shop we went to? I got one thing there. My friend Heather talked me into it. All right. Yeah. So let's do that one first. I picked up this like little wool felt project from Buttermilk Basin. We picked it up at that shop, but you can always check buttermilkbasin.com for it. Wanted to try my hand at that, I suppose. It came with everything you need for it, so picked that up. Okay, so at Shanty Stitchers, I picked up more 36 count winter brew and 36 count raw linen by Zweigart, two basics that I literally use all the time. So I just needed to replenish some of this in my stash, and they had it, so I picked some up. I showed you the Winter Row from Bent Creek that I had seen at Shanty Stitcher, and it was just out of stock. I actually picked up Spooky Row and Patriotic Row from there because I thought the rows were so cute. These are pretty fast stitches, really. They're just nice, long, little, skinny. I thought those were adorable, so I picked those up there. Karen and I saw these models on the wall and loved them. So Karen and I both picked up this one. I don't think I have any charts from Cricut Collection, but seeing this in person, it was so cute, so pretty. So we both picked that up. And then I saw this one and I went ahead and picked up this one as well. I loved that October with all of the little motifs. I have seen some Flosstubers stitch different ones of these in the past, and I always love how they look. So I picked those up just to add to my collection. And then my friends Heather and Lori and I decided we want to stitch a sampler. This is Kathy's Polly Maria sampler, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful? My bedroom is blue, and so I think I'm going to hang this in my bedroom. It kind of goes along with the same theme as the Hello from Liz Matthews pillow that I'm stitching to place on the bed in there. This is going to go get framed and put on the wall, but we decided to stitch this together, and we picked up the Gloriana silks to stitch this in. I have not used Gloriana silk before. I'm really excited. It's only 4 colors. Super beautiful. And I just need to pick out a linen to stitch this on. I'm pretty sure I'm going to pick a 40, but I may pick a 36. I don't know. 36 or 40 is what I'm going to stitch mine on. It is 293 by 233. The original was there as well as the model stitch, and it's just so fun. Oh, and this one was stitched on 36 count Cocoa Weeks dye linen. So that was the 1826 palette. Oh, maybe not. And the 2021 palette is a lighter palette, 36 beige Weeks dye works. I'm going to do something light. I do know that because I think that'll be really pretty. I'll let you know. This is going to go into my plans that we're going to talk about next. So, upcoming plans for September. I mentioned I want to stitch a lot of Halloween. Next week, I am going to show you Halloween charts. I know I did that for tomato charts. I did that for Americana charts. So I'm going to show you the Halloween charts in my stash, either things that I have started that are whips or just things in my binders of things my library. Things from my library. How about that? So either kitted up whips or library Halloween charts. We're going to talk about those. And probably not fall. I think I'm going to stick to Halloween for this one, and we'll do fall a little bit later. But my plans for September. I know September is Sampler September, and I thought to myself, I'm not a huge sampler. So, Sampler September. Sorry, my phone rang. That interrupted everything. And I'm not a huge sampler stitcher, number one. I like them and I have a couple going and I hope to get some touches on them, but I'm okay if I don't. I can stitch them anytime, that's fine. But I do kind of want to participate. So I am going to do my Polly Maria, or I'm going to start my Polly Maria on September 1st for Sampler September. That's my first plan. So I will pick a fabric and hopefully I'll have that to share with you guys next week. But remember how I just shared the spooky bag that I want to stitch and the thankful one and the summer one. Well, several months ago, I picked up the sampler bag from Shepherd's Bush and I have it kitted. I have it kitted with all the pearl cottons and the Mad for Plaid bag from Fat Quarter Shop. It's So Emma. And I do think I have the charm and everything too for that. Anyway, I am going to stitch this to keep my Polly Maria in. This is my sampler bag. I've been wanting to stitch this. So I'm going to get this prepped now for my September, or my Sampler September stitching. That is the first thing. Now, that was always kind of in the back of my mind that I would do that. Then Fat Quarter Shop, Kimberly was talking in last week's Flosstube that they are doing Spooky September at Fat Quarter Shop. And I love that, obviously. I want to do all of Halloween. So I'm also going to do Spooky September and work on my spooky stitches to get my tree decorated and my Halloween decorations up. So that scary bag that I shared with you, I'm going to prep this bag. And if you remember when I did the flag bag, it took me like 2 evenings max to stitch. They're really quick. I am going to get both of my bags prepped, filled with the things that I want to stitch and ready to go. So that is on my agenda for the week, or for the next couple weeks before September 1st. And I will get both of those ready. So that's kind of my September plan. Now, because I am just such a squirrel with things that I'm thinking about, I kitted up months ago, because I bought all of these like on a Black Friday sale because I really, really want to stitch these. I have had these kitted and stored in this beautiful stitched Mad for Plaid bag that my friend Jessica made for me for Christmas last year. But in it, I have stockings. I know I won't get them all stitched this year. I have been meaning to get a start on them. And I kind of am of the opinion that you should start things. It's okay to have starts. I'm okay with having a lot of whips. I'm okay with just stitching what I feel like. I usually get to that point where I want to finish then something, and so I'll finish. I'm okay with it. I really am. But I feel like you should start things when you feel in the mood for it. And we are reaching the time of year where I just love stitching all the things. Really, truly. This is my favorite time of year to stitch for. And so this houses my shepherd's bush stockings. I do want to stitch them for my family. I know they won't be done this year. I have heard that they stitch fast. They are stitched on a 20 count fabric, which now that I have stitched on 20 count fabric, this is 20 count cork linen, I believe is what this was. I picked up a bunch of it from 1-2-3 Stitch a long time ago because I wanted to have it on hand for all the stockings. But I would like to have these stitched for every member of my family. And I am going to start, I think I'm going to start with mine. But I'm going to stitch this one for me. I love them so much, you guys. I love them. I'm going to say this though. I'm not crazy about the piping around the edges. Like, it's really pretty, but I don't love it for me. Does anyone or has anyone finished the stockings without the piping? I mean, I don't think there'd be anything wrong with that. I've sewn stockings before, and so I kind of think I know how I want to do these, but I'm not crazy about the piping. So I don't know that I would do it that way, but I have all of the pearl cotton, or it is pearl. Yeah, I have all the pearl cottons for this. I have all the buttons, all the charms. I bought all of the things from the Silver Needle when they were on sale. Well, when they had their Black Friday sale. They weren't on sale. Black Friday sale. But I picked up this one. I got Thomas. I mean, this has been a while ago. I never shared because I felt a little bit like I was crazy pants. Richard. I am crazy though. Now you guys know. Parker. And Hector. Those are the 5 that I have. I'm hoping they add more to it, but I love these so much. I love shepherd's bush so much. So I, again, storing all of that. It's been stored in this beautiful bag from Jessica. That is, I call it my stocking bag. So I would like to get a start on those. I don't know when, but just a start. To me, Jessica said this, and she said it in several videos, but it's resonated with me. Having a start on something makes it so much easier to pick it up and just work on it. Like the When Pumpkins Glow, I had the tiniest start, and Midnight Watch, both that I have made significant progress on in the last few weeks, or last couple weeks since I picked them back up. Both had the tiniest starts, but they had a start. I didn't have to figure out where to start. All I had to do was grab the bag and just start stitching. And so I need to do that for the stockings as well. Okay, I have a couple of gifts that I want to share with you. First up, I met 2 wonderful ladies at the Midnight Garden class. Dawn and Serenity from Canada They brought gifts for several of us, but they brought me this beautiful Winnipeg mug. If I can, I'm going to pop in the video here that we had taken. It's of Jenny, the owner of Shanty Stitchers, and myself and Dawn and Serenity with our mugs. But so sweet and kind. Thank you, ladies, so much. I love my mug. And I will treasure it. It was so nice to meet both of you, especially seeing you guys like in the live chats and leaving comments and stuff. It's so fantastic to put a face to the name. So thank you for my mug. And then a couple of my friends brought gifts when we got together. First up, my friend Lori gave us these bags, but she made and she stitched, this absolutely darling little tag to place on the bag. Friendship is the golden thread. This is a Sweet Wing Studio chart. She only stitched part of it and made it into this little tag. It is beautiful. Absolutely love it. And just a super thoughtful gift. Love, love, love. And then my mega talented bag making friend, Heather. Well, she's mega talented in so many aspects, y'all. She also gave us these wonderful bee bags last year. Yes, last year. But she made these project bags to gift us. And she also made the little enamel or the floss drop bling. She made that as well to match. But she made us these amazing bags. I mean, she's just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So here's the inside. She just does beautiful, beautiful work. And I love this so much. Love, love, love. So thank you to my wonderful friends for those gifts. And then Karen gave us a needle minder, and it's not in here. Yeah. Shari and I, big losers. Sorry, Shari. I'm going to out us. So that is it for that. Fat Quarter Shop did send me some lovely things, so let's talk about that next. Okay, a huge thank you to Fat Quarter Shop for sending these. This is the On the Boardwalk quilt. It's a small one. Finishes at 36.5 by 40.5. I love this one. This is the Lori Holt Hometown Neighborhood Topiary House cross stitch pattern. And these will be future or today giveaways, depending. A lot of these will anyway. This is the Hometown Holiday Sampler Quilt. I love this. I have so many quilts to do, you guys, but I love this. Beautiful. The Quilted Snowman from Lori Holt. Remember the needle minder I showed you? Yes. There is a beautiful quilt. Look at that. Also new quilt patterns. This is really pretty. Family Reunion. And it's crib, lap, and king, or the three sizes that come in the pattern. Ritsy Bitsy Babies. Oh, that'd be super cute. Very, very fun. Finished 54.5 square. The July Fireworks chart from Fat Quarter Shop. Part of their Shelf Life series. The Be My Honey pattern. This was in their Stitch Quarterly, but the chart is now available, so that's that cross-stitch chart. And they sent a Halloween memories book. So thank you, thank you. Remember, I'm stitching along with this, or quilting along, pardon me, with this. So love that so, so much. And I've shared that in another video before. Thank you again to Fat Quarter Shop for providing these wonderful products for me to share. Giveaways and winners this week. Let's do winners first. So I have winners from 2 past Flosstubes. I am sorry, I'm a little bit behind on this. Number 1, so from Flosstube 90, we have the Halloween Memories book, and the winner of that is JoAnne Seeger. Congratulations, JoAnne. Please send me your physical mailing address at the email listed down in the description below so that I can pass that along to Fat Quarter Shop to send you your book. And then the winner of the Sew Sampler goodies from Flosstube 91 is Lisa Sharbono. Congratulations, Lisa. Please send me, email me at the email down below your mailing address, and I will get that out in the mail. A note, I am behind on mailing out prizes. To everyone who's won a prize, I apologize. I am mailing everything out this week. So if you have something from me that you have not received, I'm mailing it out this week. If you do not receive it by mid next week, please email me again. I may have lost or misplaced your email. I say try. I want to say that I always, but I try to send you the tracking when I've shipped it. So look for that in your email this week if you've won something from me. So again, I'm going to mail out everything. Okay, this week, let's do a giveaway. So we are going to do a fun cross stitch giveaway using some of the new charts that Fat Quarter Shop sent me this week. Thank you again to Fat Quarter Shop for providing these. I will be doing some of the quilting patterns next time, but today I am going to be giving away the amazing Lori Holt Topiary House, the Be My Honey chart, and the Shelf Life. So you're going to get all three of these charts. I just love this so much. It's so pretty. So if you would like a chance to win these charts, use the word neighborhood somewhere in your comment for a chance to win. Leave your comment by the date here on the screen. And again, make sure you use the word neighborhood in your comment somewhere. I think that is it, everyone. Thank you. I know it was a long video today, but I've been gone for a while, so I feel like I'm making up for lost time. Let me know down in the comments, what are you stitching on? What are you excited about? What is your plan for September as we get ready to go into September? I love, love, love reading all of your comments. So let me know how things are going for you. Are you going to be quilting along or stitching along with the Halloween memories? Tell me that. Are you going to do Spooky September, Sampler September? If you are participating, tell me what you're stitching on for that as well. So that is it. Have a wonderful day. I am going to leave you with a beautiful video I shot of the falls in Sioux Falls. And we just walked down there one evening. We had a little time on Friday evening. And so we went and did that, and it was really beautiful. I could have just grabbed a book and curled up and hung out there. It was so, so nice. So I'll leave you with a few photos and that little video, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click that like button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to always be notified when I have a new Flosstube stitching or quilting video. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time. We got the little wool felted balls to finish off the corners. And we were gifted, let me see. Just full disclosure, I haven't opened up any of this stuff since I got home, which is just fantastic. It's not like the old time backstitch, old time. That's not what I wanted to say. Okay, first up, I did do a special order. Oh, I know, you're going to freak out when you see this, you guys. I did a special order from Color and Cotton a while back when they do their little special, you know, whatever. And not whatever. Whoops.